Why are you doing this?
Sometimes evil just is.
Woo-wee. Well, that was a close one, wouldn't you say? Go get this boy something to bite down on. He's gonna need it.
Like those people in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Nah, this ain't Texas.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Taylor Martin, the director of Silent Bite. I'm here this holiday season to tell you to check out Gruesome Herzog's podcast and interviews. He is out of control, out of this world. Take a listen.
Hi, this is Simon Phillips. Please check out Gruesome Herzog. He's awesome.
Hello, everyone. This is Gruesome Herzog. My very special guest is actor Nick Biskupek. He played Nick Parker in Ash and Dust and many other films like Silent Bite, Butchers, Chapter 2. He's played in many films right now. He's a Canadian boy from Toronto. I got to talk to him by phone the other day to get a feel of how Nick is. And I come to find out as Nick is very, very similar to myself. Nick, welcome to my show.
Thank you, brother. I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for having me on board.
No problem. Obviously, I've got to see you for the first time in Mousetrap as the police officer, the angry common knowledge of Nick in a movie. He's very good at it. And I started checking out your other movies, Butchers Part 2, which I have to watch yet, and Ash and Dust. And you have a bunch of films that are with Simon Phillips.
That's right.
Simon, I interviewed maybe 2 weeks ago, and then I interviewed Taylor Martin, the director of Silent Bite, last week to get her taste on, living in Buffalo and meeting Simon in, he met him in a film festival in Buffalo, right? And then
Yes, that's right.
He ended up being attached to Silent Bite. Nick, I must ask you, when I was talking to Simon the other day, interviewed him, I said, how's that grumpy fuck doing? Oh, you mean Nick? Oh, you mean Nick? So I fucking love it. So he knows. and that's a compliment because your characters of the movie roles you do, like I told you on the phone the other day, it's relatable. I mean, I see a lot of you and me, because that's how I am. How you are in that movie is how I am in real. I mean, what I mean is, if I have something to say, I'm going to say it. End of story.
Yeah.
No candy coat and bullshit because I don't live that way. And it's got me 56 years, so I guess I'm doing pretty good. But
good way to be, brother. It's a good way to be, man. I try to always deal from the top of the deck myself, so I agree with you.
Ash and Dust. Jesus.
Very underrated movie, by the way, in my opinion.
It's a crime drama, a crime movie. It's not really a horror movie.
Simon produced it. Yeah, Adrian Langley was the director. He's a very talented guy from out in Ottawa, out this way.
And you have your buddies, Michael Swatton. Oh, my God, Swatton. He was funny as hell in Silent Bite, I tell you what.
He's a beast, man. That guy's awesome.
Yeah. So your experiences with Ash and Dust. It's a crime thriller. It was released on March 12th of 2022. It's on my watch list. How was your experience in this film? I mean, as far as, your experience, and like, what do you think the reaction was be from the people who watched it?
Well, Ash and Dust is it's a kind of a niche film. It's done in the style of like, first of all, it's done non-linear, so it kind of bounces around. So you really got to pay attention. And Adrian, the director, he this was a very big passion project for him, and he also none of the dialogue is on camera, which kind of caught a few viewers off guard. So. I don't think the reviews have been as good for it as it should have been because it's a very interesting film. It's one of my favorite projects I was ever part of. The score in it is terrific too. But I would have loved a chance to do more with that character because Nick Parker, he was a bad guy too. So,
Not surprised. Oh, sorry.
but go in there if you're gonna watch it with an open mind. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I think it's a very interesting film. It's very cool.
Yeah, I don't just watch horror. I do. I mean, I'm a big Charles Bronson fan. He's my favorite action actor
All right.
from the 80s, 70s, and
Yeah.
I love Charles Bronson. So, I mean, I watch action films too. You know, like The Beekeeper when it came out last year or early this year, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, the one that, excuse me, I don't know, my throat's all clogged. I could do a lot of editing. Jesus. It's kind of funny how you just happen to appear in these films that are very popular or trilogies, you know, so to speak. The movie that I told you about this is crazy. Butcher's Book to Raghorn. I made some clips on the YouTube shorts of the movie, and one of the scenes in the movie that made me grab my crotch. But your performance in there, I mean, there's three types of Nick. You got the Nick version in Mousetrap, you got the Nick version in Silent Bite, and you really got the. I haven't seen What Lurks Beneath yet. That's on my watch list. But then you see the crazy, sadistic, evil Nick in Butcher's Book to Raghorn. And the one scene, I can say it because it's pretty much, they can see it on the, I'm not going to say too much to ruin it. I haven't seen it yet, but I just seen some parts of it. Is the one scene to where this poor kid, you know, you being your cynical self, decides to cut his penis off. And I think the lines that you had was, I guess you're not really a sissy boy, are you? Maybe you are.
That's right.
Your performance in there, it shows that you were top notch, a psychopath, and
Thank
you
you,
pulled it
man.
off very, very well. I haven't seen the movie, but the scenes that I've seen, you really pulled it off. I'm thinking, dude, Nick went from Nick to crazy Nick. Your experience with the Butcher, I seen the Butchers, the first one. I haven't seen the second or third part of it yet. What was your experience like? I mean, you're going from the character that you're playing. I mean, as actors, we have to get into our roles, and we might have to go deeper in our soul than what we're not used to doing to make the role creative. You know?
Yeah.
How was that character for that movie? How did it? How were you able to turn it off?
Well, my style. I'm not a method actor, but I guess technically I'd be method from action to cut. So whatever happens in between the take, I stay right there. It's all about moment before, and I was grateful with that character, that production, because I had that script for about a month, so I was really able to kind of rip it apart, digest it. And when you see the movie, you'll see like Michael Swatton plays my brother, but he's a mute. He doesn't say anything. So I'm doing the talking for two or three people. Clyde, one of the critics said that Clyde talks too much. He actually said Biskupek talks too much. I'm like, buddy, I didn't write the movie. So, but yeah, you know, that I had a lot of time to work on that character. I knew it was a big opportunity for me because it essentially was the lead in a movie where it's a sequel, so it's already kind of got an audience. I mean, it is a sequel and it isn't. It's in the same universe, but the stories
Right.
aren't really connected. But yeah, it was a good shoot, but it was a bit difficult because we actually had 3 stoppages because COVID was still kicking around. So
Right.
that shut down production 3 times. So I ended up being away from home for about a month, just crammed in this little hotel in the middle of the backwoods. But it was good, man. It was a fun character to get into and to digest, and I'm proud of the film. I am. I think everybody worked really hard, and Adrian's an incredible director, and having him at the wheel, we did a good job, I think.
The young actresses that's in this movie, obviously they know it's acting, but for you to play that part and then cut and then just being normal, the actresses in the movie with how you were, I always like to ask this question sometimes is how do they react to you off the shoot? Because you in your role, you really have to try and stay in character as long as possible to maintain your character. But
Yeah.
how are they around you? I mean, how did they perceive you? Not shooting on a set.
They were good. I mean, I tend to kind of wander off by myself in between takes and just kind of stay in my own headspace and that, because when you're dealing with a character that's like that character was up here, like he wasn't in like the normal universe. One of my things I came up with for Clive was he grew up with 2 channels. He had the weather channel and the game show channel, so he had no clue how life works. So
Right.
he was all over the board. I was fine too because he's a Southern boy. Having an accent, it really helps me lock into the character when the character has a different dialect right away. So
Oh, yeah.
that helps ground it. It helps ground everything. It gives the guy his own personality. So, but the other actors were great. I mean, the day where Sam Huntsman, who plays a young guy who's in the chair when I cut the thing, right? He was a trooper, man. The camera had underheated or something that day. It got cold, and it took like an hour for them to get the camera back to the temperature where they could shoot it. And that kid had to sit in that chair for that hour, and because he was tied in, so he's a trooper, man. So yeah, we got along well. The whole cast got along really well.
That's good. That's
They
very
didn't
good.
think I was really a psycho, so that's a good thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm anxious to see that because I seen the first one, like I said, and from what I've seen, some of the parts, like, wow, that's a movie to get a pizza, some beer, lights off, and watch that bitch. I
Yeah,
hope it's
I
great.
liked when we went to the premiere in the festival, or it wasn't a festival, sorry, it was a premiere in Ottawa, and I found the movie very colorful. Like the characters, they really stand out, and the way it's shot, it's a good film. It's not your average slasher movie, that's for sure.
No, it kind of it has that hillbilly-ish, backwoods, psychopath type, and I really dig those
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. And with Clyde, I really I kind of used Freddy Krueger as an inspiration to build off because I liked Freddy in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies because he's got a personality. He enjoys what he's doing, and I figured Clyde really enjoyed like finding these
Oh,
kids in the forest. It's a big treat for him, right? He's going to enjoy it. So
yeah. Yeah. Now you have a movie that's going to be released in 5 days, as a matter of fact, and I'm really anxious to
which
see it.
one?
Is What Lurks Beneath.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that's right.
I heard a lot of talk about this. The director is Jamie Bailey. He's been in a lot of films.
Yep.
He had a lot of films that are good. The cast, as we know, Simon. We have
Yeah.
the ever funny Michael Swatton, and of course yourself. And Simon brought it up a little bit, but we really can't say too much, only because it's not released yet.
Yeah.
Now this is a little bit. This is a horror, but it's a little bit different of a horror film that you've done. What was it like? Your experiences with What Lurks Beneath?
Well, that was a cool shoot because we actually shot it on a grounded submarine. So we got to kind of run around on this thing for a few days, and my character, I play the torpedo guy. So I'm in the torpedo room the whole time. which was kind of neat because it gave me, I got to play around, like I got to kind of touch the missiles they had and stuff. And it's the submarine is actually a museum, like it's a real submarine, but it's been decommissioned. So we got to kind of play around in there, and it was very cool. I like that character. He wasn't kind of like the fun loving guy that I've played in other movies, but you'll see. I like the character. He's kind of the grunt, you know.
Yeah, yeah, because I do want to. I'm anxious to see this one. I mean, like I said, it's going to come out in December.
Good movie. Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's basically
we went to the Buffalo Dreams, I think it was, for the premiere, and it was well received, man. People liked it. So.
Yep, that's where Taylor was at, also for her short film.
Yeah,
and that's how she got hooked up with Silent Bite. I know too much. I know. I get it.
It's your job, dude. You're good at it.
So, yeah, that's one of the ones I really want to see. You just have a lot of good stuff. Now, of course, we all know that Mousetrap. I absolutely loved this film.
Yeah.
Apparently, the people who listen to my reviews and watch them on YouTube also love it because it's well over 1.6K since I've done it.
I know.
This is a movie that a lot of people, same ones that complained about the Winnie the Pooh franchise, about using Disney characters and blah, blah, blah. Grow the fuck up. Get over yourselves. It's not that big of a deal. But Jamie Bailey, again. Mousetrap I thought was cool because it wasn't just your typical person in a Mickey Mouse costume with a mask. It's more to it than that. This movie's been out, so we can talk pretty much about it. It's been out for a while now. But Simon Phillips, he played Tim Collins, who, as you know, is the owner of this, or manager of this place for kids and stuff. And he asked the girls that if they could stay late to a party of 5 is coming, whatever. And then he goes into his office, and then some crazy shit happens. Not thinking totally. See, I didn't recognize Simon Phillips at first in this movie.
Oh, really?
Because he didn't look. I do now, but he didn't quite look the same with his other ones. I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
But then I realized who it was, obviously. But we all know he plays Mickey, and what a performance!
Yeah, man.
You could not ask for a better killer character than with Mickey, because it, like I said, he can teleport, and I think that's pretty cool. That was something that set it off from other attempts of a Mickey Mouse killer, because it's not your typical person, like I said, walking with just killing people in a outfit. It was more to it than that. And I think the ending scene of this movie really shook me. Was basically the one of the main actresses through the whole movie. I think it's Gemma. I think didn't survive, and because they all thought that Mickey was gone. You played a character, which I tell you, to be honest with you, when I saw you as the police Detective Marsh, you were such a prick. I mean, you made me hate you.
No.
For you to do that to someone is true acting. You made it real.
Thanks, man.
Because you were like playing the over-the-top, hard-ass Law and Order cop. I kind of related to one of the cops on the show. Is you were just like, your mind was set that she is a suspect. Just like, like anybody. Your mind was set. And then you had the good cop, Detective Cole. You guys kind of like bounced it back and forth, which made it fun. And then the girl that you were interviewing, she was really good. She was really
she was really good.
And
yeah, she was strong.
Yeah, and those scenes talking about what happened, the movie was made to where it make anybody understand what's going on. Is obviously that she's the survivor, that she's suspected as the killer because why didn't she die or however, and then you were there just to, doing your job, and
Yeah.
what was your experience like in the Mickey Mouse trap?
Well, that was interesting because I was actually I'm friends with Jamie and Simon, so I'd heard about this movie for months and months that they were prepping it, they were getting it ready, and I hadn't been on board, so I never really thought much of it. And then I think right, it was actually late in the game. Maybe I don't know if I should tell you this or not, but it was late in the game. They kind of asked if I'd play a cop because they did these interview scenes. They were going to have these interview scenes, so I came on like right at the end. I think the movie was released. The trailer was released January 1st, and I shot my scenes on December 7th. So it was pretty like right down to the wire.
Right.
And it was only one day. It was just me, Detective Cole, and the goth girl. I can't remember her name, but I was only there the one day, and it was pretty cool. They kind of locked it up, and I never even read the full script, so I didn't know. I did see the movie, but I had no idea what I was shooting until it came out.
Well, honestly, that's happened to me not once but twice. To where I even had the wrong script. So imagine that. And day of the shoot, I had to try to memorize lines. I wasn't very happy, but shit happens.
Yeah, it's a business.
But people don't know that, Nick. I mean, for all they know, you were in that movie the whole time. I mean, me being in it myself, I understand. I mean, you can shoot the ending scene first. I mean, they usually try to get the hard scenes out first. So people don't realize that they're not being shot in order. It's mixed around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but that was to me, I mean, you're in it, obviously, and you had 1 day shoot, but 1 day shoot, 2 day shoot, 3 day shoot, it's the same thing. You had a believable character. What is your mindset after that was released and the success that it's gotten? How did it feel for you?
Buddy, I had no clue what was going on. I mean, I've worked on a film in Wisconsin with Simon while they were still shooting the other movie, the Mickey Mouse one. And he explained to me what they were doing and stuff. And I thought it was a really cool idea. But I never thought like it would get like 26 million views in the first 24 hours or whatever it was, like the trailer. I really didn't know what I was a part of. I had no clue. So like as the marketing stuff came out and the trailer came out and stuff, it really kind of was like, holy crap, these guys have done something. I'm very proud of being a friend of Simon and Jamie. I'm very proud of what they did. They took a big risk and they hit a home run, man. Like they did great. So, yeah, they were first to the table, and that was always Simon's plan. He's a very intelligent guy. He knew what he was doing. So hats off to him.
Yes. Now, I know there's going to be a part 2. Obviously, it's in the makes, and I'm really anxious to see that. The one that I think that, I mean, all your performances are great, except for Butcher's. It's more of a lead role for you, where it didn't have the usual, except for Michael Swatton. But Silent Bite, I hate vampire movies. Okay, I don't, unless it's like Lost Boys and Fright Night, from the 80s.
Yeah.
And normally I don't watch vampire movies. I don't know why. They bore me. But then I seen Simon Phillips' name attached as a writer of it. And I told Taylor this, and I told Simon the same thing. Simon's the reason why I decided to watch this, because I love his style and how he writes. But now after I watched it, I don't have that same attitude anymore. It's not just about Simon. The movie turned out to be one of the funniest, neatest, coolest vampire horror movies that I've ever seen since the 80s, honestly.
Right on, man. That's cool.
And I think after seeing you in Mousetrap and then seeing your character in this movie as Grinch, fucking bitching about why do I have to be Grinch? I want to be Snowman. Snowman's cooler. Father Christmas, you're a dick. And worrying about the backup plan of trying to survive. It just, isn't it funny how I remember your lines? Is that fucking weird or what?
That's good writing. That's That's cool. That's the biggest compliment of all, man. So yeah, he's always been good to me. He gives me good lines.
Yeah. And of course, Luke Oliveto is Blake Prancer, that poor kid.
Yeah.
Shut up,
Oh
Blake.
yeah.
You hated him. Right? You hated him so bad.
I'll be honest with you. A lot of the little jabs that I got to take at him, like Simon and me discussed those off camera. We both came up with a few of those together. So it was just kind of like spur of the moment stuff. So it was really cool. And that kid's a trooper, man. He's a good actor. He really put on a good show.
Here's the best one. You ready for this? Twilight.
Yeah.
Well, my wife likes them. I read them all. And then his comment back to you was, "Oh, no, I mean, you have a wife?" It was so fucking great. The banter back and forth is so hilarious. Meaning that that's what makes this movie so good, is because if you can remember some of the lines or some of the chemistry and the back and forths, it's fucking brilliant. Of course, Blake fell in love with that girl. Now, of course, Simon plays. I wouldn't expect nothing less from Simon as Father Christmas, as the leader of this bank. You know, they rob a bank, this crew, you guys, and hiding out in this motel. And as you know, it turns out to be there's vampires that were waiting for you because they knew that you wouldn't call the police because you're wanted by the police. It was like easy food, you know. And then the guy downstairs, Paul Whitney's Colin, was also great.
Yeah, he's funny, eh?
Yes. And like I said, this movie has it all. And of all the movies I've seen so far of you, other than, that I've seen, this is my favorite of you so far.
Right on, man. Thank you for that. Thank you.
I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen Butchers yet and what we talked about today, but I got to know you more from the character of Grinch than Mousetrap. I knew you from Mousetrap, but your character as Grinch in this movie was fantastic. What also was cool, I don't want to give too many spoilers away because it's not, is it's not your typical heroes, all the heroes surviving the movie. That was a complete spin for me. It was done very well.
Yeah, it's a great script. Simon he put a really good script on the page, and he let us have a lot of fun with it. So I mean, it was well done. As a talented team that worked on it, all the Buffalo guys, they were great, man.
Fucking Rudolph.
That's Dan Molson, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's a funny man.
He's a good guy. He had a damn good job in here too. I mean, yeah.
That guy's hilarious in real life. He's absolutely hilarious.
And Cela de Gude played the mother. I didn't realize that she was actually Mrs. Claus in Simon's Once Upon a Time at Christmas, the Santa Claus Christmas horror movies. I didn't really recognize her at first because she looks so much different. But now, what makes this movie special to you, as I'm pretty sure, is it's a Christmas horror movie.
Yeah, man.
You have to at least have one Christmas horror movie under your belt. Simon has some, and now you have one because this movie is always. I can see this movie popping up years down the road, during Christmas, and it'll be played somewhere.
Yeah. Christmas movies and commercials, things like that, they last forever, right? Like anything that's seasonal or genre, it'll always pop up.
So now you have a couple upcoming, which, I mean, obviously you can't talk too much about them. We all know. Let me see here. Is there any you can talk about?
Not in great detail. Which ones do you refer to? Is Amro?
Like
That's
Rattlesnake Wait, what's that about?
That's about. I'm not sure where that one's at. Actually, we shot that. That one's been in the can for a couple of years. It's a heist movie again, but it's very much done in a totally different style. Like one of the ones I've got. The guys that that I did Ragcorn with the Butchers trilogy. They've they shot a series over the summer. I can't say too much, but it's in the same kind of universe as the Butchers movies.
Okay.
And the team behind that, it's going to be, it should be a pretty good production when it's complete. So it's in post right now. So that's called Mud Creek. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen it now. I'm assuming that you've done some TV in Canada, right? Is that what Mud Creek is? In Age of the Living Dead?
Yeah, well, Mud Creek, yeah, Mud Creek is it's set in basically the same places as Raghorn and Butcher, so it's kind of a southern thing. But yeah, it was shot in Ottawa. Age of the Living Dead is where I actually met Simon. Season 2 is what I was brought in to shoot. So I was one of Simon's first home runs kind of thing. So
Okay.
the last I heard, there's an update on that it's going to be coming out eventually, but. Yeah, as of right now, that character in that he's a bit similar to Grinch, so I think you'd like him. But it's kind of yeah, season 1 is out there. It's army soldiers versus vampires, so it's got that little bit of action with the horror, but also got a little bit of a comedy in it too. So Simon always he's the way he writes, he always throws some comedy in there, and that's smart. That's the best thing.
It is because it takes the edge off.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice. It's like I said, you have a nice body of work. I mean, I can see a lot more projects coming for you.
Yeah, no, I'm actually working on one last week. I just shot a proof of concept with a production team of mine. A couple buddies and me were producing it. It's a story. It's a feature I wrote. Been working on it for like a decade, and it's an investigative thriller. And we finally got something in the can. We're gonna we finished up a proof of concept trailer for pitching to potential money men down the road. So that's exciting. That's called Hunt for the Rose. So that's an ultimate passion project for me. That's something I'm working on. So hopefully, as next year unfolds, I'll jump back on and have an update for that for you, Scott.
Nice. I just really. What about Exorcism of the Dead?
Yeah, that was a little low budget. Not it was an exorcism movie that a guy named John Migliori shot. He shoots very low budget stuff. It's very B stuff, but he's got a heck of a following, and people love his work. So he's the director of that. I've played a priest a couple of times, and I've actually done a couple of exorcisms. One of the highlights of my career. I was in the show Haunted Museum.
Yeah.
Zach Baggins. Eli Roth produced that show. And are you familiar with the show?
Yes.
It's 45-minute episodes, but they're kind of mini movies, like short films, right?
Yeah.
So I shot that, and I played the priest, and I had to do an exorcism on a kid who was possessed in an episode called The Devil's Rocking Chair. And after it premiered, I got a note from Eli Roth, just telling me that I did an amazing job, and he was really happy and proud of my performance. He said, "Bravo!" And that was like in a time in my career where things weren't going well. The business had kind of shut down, and I was struggling. So
Right.
the fact that I'll always be grateful that Eli Roth, who's basically the modern day king of horror, reached out and just take the time to tell me that. So that kept me going for another year, man, until I started booking more work.
All right. Here's one. It's an action movie during New Year's. 60 Minutes to Midnight.
Oh yeah, I played.
I know Robert Nolan very well.
Yeah, man, he's a Canadian Toronto legend.
Yes,
That guy's taken a lot of work from me over the years. Yeah, I played. That was a cool premise. Neil Mackay, I think, was the director of that. So I think it's like a reality game show where they kind of abduct a guy at New Year's, and he's got like till midnight to get out of the house or something. And I played one of the henchmen, and so spoiler alert, I get shot, and it's one of the first times I ever got to deal with explosives and fire a gun on camera. So that was kind of cool. That movie was well received too. I think it's one that people should check out. I'm not in it very long. It's kind of like if it was Die Hard, I would have been one of the Hans Gruber's guys there.
And then you also have one called Pyrenees. A crime drama.
Pyrenees, yeah. I played a cop in that
Officer
one.
Trumzak.
Yeah, that was a good film. I'm not sure if it ever got past the festival circuit, but yeah, it was. I played a cop he's working on this case, trying to find this. By the way, full disclosure, I love playing cops. I never get to play enough cops because I'm always usually cast as a bad guy. But playing detectives and cops, that's my favorite. My favorite cup of tea right there.
Yeah, I've played a psychiatrist. I've played a doctor, but not a cop yet.
Yeah, cop roles, man. You know, they're good because I always like the challenge of trying to do something different with the
Right.
character. And I mean, cops. There's so many cop parts that are the same. And I mean, I grew up like my one of my heroes was Steve McQueen. So like Bullet for me, like what playing that kind of cop and keeping it stoic and all of that. It's always challenged because you've got the Michael Douglas Black Rain over the top cop. You've got John McClane in Die Hard, and you've got like Steve McQueen in Bullet. So it's
Right.
always interesting to where you can put that character in.
Well, Nick, I can tell you, I've got to know you a little bit more. Your body of work is amazing. I see a bright future. I think by meeting Simon, I think with Simon's knowledge and writing ability, and he likes you, obviously. And I think that he's your saving grace right now, honestly. Because
Yeah.
if you wouldn't know Simon, would you even be in those films?
I don't think so, man. I think I've been fortunate,
I mean, that wasn't a shot towards you. I'm just saying that
No,
you have to meet the right people at the right time to save you,
yeah,
to help in your career. And
yeah,
trust
and
me,
that's what this business is, right? It's meeting the right people that make the right movies, and Simon's been good to me. He gives me work, and from there I've also branched out to Adrian, who does the Butchers films.
yep,
So no, I've been lucky, man, because it's tough. It's this business is a grind, as you know. So just
it
trying to
is.
stay relevant and keep the lights on. It's not always the easiest thing in the world. So I'm grateful.
Well,
Very
when I
grateful.
interviewed him, he said to me that when he's writing scripts for a movie, he thinks of the people that worked for him. He uses that,
Mm,
like he'll use you. He'll write a part for you that fits you, and I
yeah,
think that's really neat.
yeah, man. I'm very lucky. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, Simon's a good man. I really like Simon. I mean, when I reached out to him, I didn't think he'd write back and say yes, we'll do it, because I wasn't sure, because he's big. He's very big. I mean,
Yeah, man.
I mean, I've seen a lot of films that he's in, and to have somebody with that talent and that just talent all around, be able to write and be able to act and do his thing. He's one of my favorite interviews I've done. I've done interviews for 14
Yeah.
years. This is my 14th year doing all this stuff. And
Wow.
I interviewed Rob Carpenter, and there's other Canadian actors in Vancouver and Toronto area years back. But I made my way back to Canada again, looks like. Now it's Nick.
Right on.
So
Hey, man.
it really was nice talking to you. I really admire and respect of what you've done so far, and I see a lot of big things for you in the future. I really do. Just keep doing
Hey,
what
I
you're doing.
appreciate that, Scott.
Keep being
I
a
really
dick,
appreciate that, buddy.
because your characters are memorable. I mean, if you're a dick and a prick, people remember them faster than the goody two shoes one. I'm honest to God serious.
Yeah, yeah,
Reviewers love cocky characters. They do. And
yeah.
you made an impression on me. I mean, starting off with the cop and mousetrap, and then Silent Bite just topped it off, because it was just fun to watch you. It really is. It's fun to watch because you don't know what you're going to say next. And that's
Yeah.
what's cool about you and Simon. But anyways, I don't want to keep tooting your horn, because then your head will get big and you'll be floating up to Toronto.
Don't worry, I got my wife in the other room. I got my wife in the other room to keep me humble. Don't worry.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you have every right to be excited, because I just can't wait to see some more stuff of you.
Cheers, buddy. I think you'll enjoy Raghorn. It's a good film if you like the first Butchers.
All right, Nick, it was great talking to you. Yeah, it was an easy conversation, I think, right? Was it an easy conversation?
Yeah, man. I
relaxing?
appreciate you bringing me on. Yeah, that was fun, Scott.
I don't
Thank
ask
you.
questions. I mean, sometimes I like to throw stuff out there to see. I mean, the question I asked you, I never asked before. You know, as far as your character and as far as Butcher's movie you did, I mean, how to? It's hard to try and stay in that character, other than staying to
Yeah.
yourself. So, bravo to
Yeah,
you.
I found
Anything on
the,
that?
the first day on a set when you got to bring a character like that to the table, that first take is difficult, you know. And once after that, it's usually gravy. Like if you got them then, you could keep
Yeah.
them for the next month. You're pretty good.
All right, Nick. It was great talking to you. Stay in touch. Like I said, it was a fun interview. I enjoyed talking to you.
Me too, dude. Thank you again.
Yep, and like I said, this will be on my YouTube channel. It'll be in all the formats: Spotify, iTunes. All right, Nick. Take care, buddy.
Cheers, dude.
You behave.
Bye bye.
All right, take care. Bye.
It is a frosty 12 degrees outside, so keep those chestnuts roasting with the open fire, or else you'll get some frostbite in some unexpected places.
What was that? It was like a scream.
Something else.
You go with him.
Run.
Those things, they really are what you say they are.
Hey, man, we got big problems.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we need a way out of here. What the hell are we still doing here?
Couldn't agree more. Grab the door. Vampires.
Listen, they want you to run. They're hunting you.
Yummy.
We don't know what the hell she is.
Do not
Lie to me!
In this world, we're the hunters.
Checking in.